Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Learning English with Podcast Conversation. I'm Tony, your host, and with me today is my co-host and friend, Jenny.
Hi, Tony. Hi, everyone. It's great to be here again.
Great to have you, Jenny. Today, we have a really interesting topic. It's something that can help you in many parts of your life, not just with English.
Ooh, sounds important. What is it?
We're going to talk about improving your critical thinking skills.
Critical thinking. That sounds a little difficult, or maybe very serious.
Well, the words might sound a bit big, but the idea is actually very practical. It's just about thinking more clearly, asking good questions, and understanding information better.
Okay, thinking more clearly. Well, I like that already. We all want to do that, right?
Exactly. So in this episode, we'll talk about what critical thinking is, why it's useful, how to practice it, and importantly, how it can even help you learn English.
Oh, I'm really interested in that last part. How can thinking critically help with English? That's cool.
Definitely. So, Jenny, to start, how would you explain critical thinking in simple words for our listeners?
Simple words. I think it's like being a detective for information. Instead of just accepting everything you see or hear, you stop and look closely. You ask questions like, is this true? Where did this information come from? Why should I believe it?
A detective! I love that analogy. Yes, it's about analyzing information. Not just hearing it, but thinking about it. It's active thinking, not passive.
Yes, active. So it's not just remembering facts. It's understanding the facts, seeing how they connect, and deciding if they are reliable.
Reliable? Yes. Or trustworthy. Is the source good? Is there evidence? For example, if you read online, eat this one fruit and you will never be sick again.
Wow, that sounds amazing, but
a critical thinker stops and says, really? Only one fruit? Is there a doctor or scientist who says this? Or is it just someone on a blog trying to sell me something?
Okay, I understand. So it's about not believing everything immediately. It's using your brain to check things.
Exactly. And it's important for many reasons, right? Point number 2. Why is critical thinking important in our daily lives?
Oh, so many reasons. Like your fruit example. It helps us make good decisions. Big decisions, small decisions.
Like what kind of decisions?
Okay, let's see. Imagine you want to buy a new phone. There are so many different phones, different prices. A critical thinker won't just buy the first one they see or the one their friend has. They will research. They will read reviews, compare prices, think about what they need.
Yes, good example. It helps you spend your money wisely. What else?
Problem solving. When you have a problem at work or at home, critical thinking helps you look at the problem from different sides. It helps you think of different solutions and choose the best one.
That's true. Instead of just saying, oh no, this is bad, you think, okay, what is the problem exactly? Why is it happening? What are the possible ways to fix it?
Yes, and in today's world with so much information online, news, social media, critical thinking is super important to know what is true and what is not. To avoid fake news.
Oh, fake news. That's a big one. It's everywhere. If you don't think critically, you can easily believe things that are completely false and maybe even share them, which makes the problem bigger.
Right, so it protects you from being fooled or making bad choices.
Exactly. It makes you a more informed person, so we know what it is and why it's important. Now, point number 3, how can we actually improve our critical thinking skills? How do we practice?
Good question. It's a skill, so we need to practice it like anything else. I think the first step is simple. Ask questions. Always ask questions.
Ask questions? But who do I ask? And what questions?
First, ask yourself questions. When you see information, ask, is this fact or opinion? What proof is there? Who is telling me this? And do they have a reason to say it?
Questioning the source. That's smart. If my friend tells me something, it might be different from a university professor telling me the same thing. I should think about who is speaking.
Yes, and don't just ask yourself. Ask others questions. Discuss ideas with friends, teachers, family. Hear different opinions.
That's true. Sometimes talking about something helps you see it more clearly. What else can we do?
Don't jump to conclusions. This is hard for me sometimes. When I hear something, my brain quickly wants to say, oh, I know the answer, or oh, that's bad.
Yes, our brains like to be fast. But critical thinking needs you to slow down a little. Look at all the information first.
Yes. Look at all the facts. Consider different possibilities. Like if a friend is late, don't immediately think, oh, they don't care about me. Maybe there was traffic or a problem. Think about other reasons.
Good point. Don't make assumptions. Another thing that helps me is trying to see things from another person's perspective. Why do they think that way? Even if you don't agree, try to understand their point of view.
Oh, that's important for communication too, and for not arguing so much.
Exactly. It helps you understand people and situations better. So, asking questions, not jumping to conclusions, considering different perspectives. These are good first steps.
Right, and I think being curious helps a lot, wanting to know why things are the way they are.
Absolutely. Curiosity is the engine of critical thinking.
Okay, I feel like I understand better now. But Tony, you said critical thinking helps with English learning? That sounds amazing. How?
Okay, let's talk about point number 4. How does critical thinking help specifically with learning English?
Yes, tell me.
Well, think about reading in English. When you read an article or a book, you don't just want to understand the words, right? You want to understand the meaning.
Yes, of course.
Critical thinking helps you read between the lines. It helps you understand the author's purpose. Are they trying to inform you, to persuade you, to entertain you?
Okay, so it's not just, I know these 100 words. It's, I know these words, and I understand why the writer used them here and what feeling they want to create.
Perfect. And when you're listening, maybe to a podcast like this or a movie or a conversation, critical thinking helps you understand not just what is said, but how it is said, the tone of voice, the feeling behind the words.
Yes. Someone might say, oh, that's great, but with a voice, that means it's actually bad.
Exactly. You need critical listening skills to understand that. Also, when you learn new vocabulary or grammar, critical thinking can help you learn better.
How?
Instead of just memorizing rules, you can ask, why is this rule like this? Or, how is this new word different from another word that seems similar? You think about the patterns, the logic of the language. This can help you remember and use the language more correctly.
Oh, I see. Like, why do we use in for a city but at for a specific address? If you think about the idea of a general area versus a specific point, it helps you understand the rule, not just memorize it.
Brilliant example, Jenny. Yes, and also, when you choose how to learn English, there are many apps, websites, methods. A critical thinker will look at different options, maybe try a few, and think, what method works best for me? Is this teacher helping me? Is this app really teaching me what I need?
So you evaluate your learning. You don't just follow one path because someone says it's the best. You think about your own experience.
Exactly. So critical thinking makes you a smarter language learner. You understand information better, you understand people better, and you choose your learning path more wisely.
Wow, that's really useful. I never thought about it like that.
It is. But like any skill, it's not always easy. Let's talk about point number 5. What are some challenges or common mistakes when we try to think critically?
Well, you mentioned one earlier. Being lazy. It takes effort to think carefully. Sometimes it's easier to just accept what someone says or what you read quickly.
Yes, it requires mental energy. Our brains often want to save energy. What else?
Maybe only listening to people who think the same way as you. If all your friends have the same ideas, you might not hear different opinions.
Yes. This is a big problem now, especially with social media. It can create, quote, echo chambers, where you only hear echoes of your own thoughts, because the computer shows you only things it thinks you will agree with.
Echo chambers. Interesting name. Yes, that makes it hard to see different sides.
It does. Another mistake is letting your feelings control your thinking too much. If you really want something to be true, you might believe it without enough evidence.
Oh, yes. Like when you really want a job and you think, oh, the interview went perfectly, even if you made some mistakes. Your desire makes you think the situation is better than it is.
Good example. Or if you really dislike someone, you might believe negative stories about them very easily. Our emotions are powerful and can affect how we think.
That's true. It's hard to be objective when you have strong feelings.
Yes, being objective means trying to look at the facts without your personal feelings or opinions changing them. It's difficult, but it's part of critical thinking.
Okay, so mistakes are being lazy, staying in your echo chamber, and letting feelings cloud your judgment.
Right, and also maybe being afraid to be wrong. Critical thinking means being open to changing your mind if you get new information.
Oh, that's a good one. Sometimes people don't want to admit they were wrong.
Yes, but a strong critical thinker is happy to say, okay, I was wrong, now I understand better. It's part of learning.
That makes sense. So it's a journey. We won't be perfect critical thinkers tomorrow, but we can try to improve.
Exactly. It's a skill you develop over time with practice. Let's share a couple of personal examples now, maybe. Have you had a situation where critical thinking helped you?
Yes. I remember once I saw an advertisement online for a language learning app. It promised I would be fluent in English in just 1 month if I used their method for 15 minutes a day.
Wow, 1 month? That sounds very fast.
Yes, my first thought was, amazing, I need this. But then, I remembered what we're talking about today. I stopped and thought critically.
Good for you. What questions did you ask?
I asked, is it really possible to become fluent in 1 month with only 15 minutes a day? Who made this promise? What evidence do they have? I looked for reviews from other users, not just on their website, but on independent review sites.
And what did you find?
Well, I found that many people said the app was okay for beginners, maybe for learning some basic phrases, but nobody became fluent in a month. It was mostly just a way to get people to buy the app with a big, exciting promise that wasn't realistic.
So your critical thinking saved you time and money, maybe?
Yes. Instead of buying that app and being disappointed, I decided to use my time for other study methods that I knew were slower but more effective, like reading graded readers and talking with language partners.
That's a perfect example. You didn't just believe the exciting advertisement. You questioned it, you looked for evidence from other sources, and you made a better decision based on realistic information.
Thank you. It felt good to not be fooled.
It does feel good. I have a similar story, but it was about, buying a used car.
Oh, cars. That needs a lot of critical thinking.
Yes, I saw a car online, the price was very low, and the pictures looked nice. The seller wrote, "Perfect car, runs like new, no problems." My first thought was, wow, what a bargain.
The bargain thought? Very tempting.
Very tempting. But then I thought, wait a minute, if it's so perfect, why is the price so low? Is this realistic?
Good questions.
Yes. I contacted the seller and asked specific questions. Can I see the service history? Can my mechanic look at it?
Okay, so you asked for proof and wanted a second opinion.
Exactly. The seller seemed hesitant. They didn't want my mechanic to see it, and they didn't have the service history. This was a big warning sign for me.
Definitely. If someone doesn't want you to check, maybe there is something to hide.
Precisely. So I decided not to buy that car, even though the price was attractive. Later, I heard from someone that the car had actually been in a big accident, and the seller was trying to hide it.
Wow, your critical thinking saved you from a very bad problem and a lot of money.
Yes, just taking a moment to question the information, look for evidence, and not jump because of the low price helped me avoid a big mistake. It shows how critical thinking is really useful in practical life.
Those are great examples, Tony. They make the idea of critical thinking feel very real and important.
I think so too. So to finish, let's give our listeners 3 simple takeaways, 3 things they can remember from this episode about improving their critical thinking.
Okay, my first takeaway is, be a detective. Always ask questions about the information you receive. Who, what, where, why, how.
Excellent first point. Be curious, ask questions, investigate the information. My second takeaway is, don't believe everything immediately, especially online. Take a moment to pause and think. Is there evidence? Is it logical? Does it make sense?
Yes, pause and think, that's key. My third takeaway is, listen to different opinions. Don't just stay in your comfort zone. Talk to people who think differently from you and try to understand their point of view. This opens your mind.
That's a wonderful third point, Jenny. Being open-minded is a big part of thinking critically. So, to summarize the takeaways, 1. Ask questions like a detective. 2. Pause and check before you believe. 3. Be open to different ideas and perspectives.
Perfect summary, Tony.
These skills will help you understand the world better, make better decisions, solve problems more effectively, and, yes, even become a better English learner.
Yay! Better thinking, better English. A win-win situation.
Absolutely. It just takes practice. Start with small things in your daily life. Question something you read. Think about a problem from a new angle. Listen carefully to why someone believes something.
It sounds like a useful habit to build.
It really is. Well, that brings us to the end of this episode on critical thinking. Thank you so much, Jenny, for sharing your thoughts and examples.
Thank you, Tony. It was a great conversation. I learned a lot too.
And thank you to all our listeners for joining us on Learning English with Podcast Conversation. We hope this episode inspires you to start thinking more critically in your daily life and in your English studies.
Yes, try practicing these simple steps. You might be surprised how much it helps.
Exactly. Keep practicing your English. Keep thinking critically, and keep learning. We'll be back next time with another interesting topic. Goodbye for now.
Goodbye, everyone. See you next time.